which intro we're gonna get.
About to find out.
Oh, okay, that's one interesting.
Oh, shit, I'm not all the way. Well. What the heck was that?
Again.
What the heck was that?
What?
Thing that my
Like...
ears just enjoyed.
It wasn't the normal song we hear at the beginning of every episode, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Wow.
How could that be?
Well, we're introducing a new element to the show. Cause why not? Whatever, fuck it. But basically, I did a bunch of remixes of the theme song, and they're gonna play at random at the beginning of the episode. I don't think we'll usually know what theme song is gonna play when the episode starts until it's playing. But then, me doing remixes of the theme song gives you the excuse to do an intro remix, and then we can start playing those, and so then people who like to do the music and stuff, they can get involved in their enjoyment and fan. I'm trying to think of the word. Is it integration? It's
sure, why not?
We reach out into the audience, and we kind of like everyone's like hands, and we're kind of like faintly touching fingertips with a bunch of people, and not really making contact, so they can't grab us and pull us in like some kind of crazy group.
Right. Yeah, you get close, so it feels like you're trying, but you just I just can't reach.
Participation is
that's right. So far, friend of the show, Plead the Filth, has done a theme. I don't think we played that one yet.
Inspired this. No, we didn't. We should have played that one now that I think about it.
I know. We'll do that one next week. But so if you feel so inclined to flex your musical abilities, we do have a spot on our Discord. Speaking of the Discord, join that.
Yeah.
And
look at that.
You can post your themes there, and we'll use them on the show, most likely.
Yeah, and
almost certainly.
Unless it's like you saying some sort of like weird manifesto that kind of we're just like we'd like to distance ourselves from this sort of behavior. Otherwise, we wouldn't put it on there. But if that's not the case,
then
go for it.
Absolutely.
We'll play it. It's one more thing that I did for fun, and now Brandon has to do with OBS before every episode.
Oh, you do stuff on your end too that I don't ever deal with. So it's anyway. we both take part of the load. We both take the loads.
We take a lot of loads.
A lot of loads.
Yeah. Gosh, speaking of loads, Brandon, get a load of what you've been doing this week. Which is what? How's that say?
We already got Dr. Soundcheck here.
Begging for mercy, which, fair. If it's fair. I mean, it was the obvious double entendre as the sentence started, but...
Right. Dr. Soundcheck says, "Oh man, this gets my dick rock hard." Okay. Everybody's ready to go.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, you're getting upset about us taking loads, and then you come in here like that.
All the sexual metaphors are out and about in this episode already.
Wow.
What have you been up to this week, though? What's new in the world of Brandon?
Boy, I've been working a fair amount at my fun job as well as my soul-sucking one, and that's about it. I haven't been doing much. I feel like you're leading me towards the thing that you said you were gonna call me out on.
Oh no, I'm actually just we always start off every episode
you're right.
Talking about what we do in the week.
I'm just embarrassed about that.
Did you know that Brandon's been playing World of Warcraft? What's the deal, man?
Avoided it successfully for 20 years, and
me too.
Decided to finally try it. I know. That's kind of where I'm at, honestly. Dr. Soundcheck says, "Ew." I'm unfollowing.
Well, if it makes you feel any better. Sorry, go ahead. You go first.
I'm just still deciding if I like it. I'm not sure I do.
What level is your character? Once again.
What's like 14 or something?
Is that
I deserved that.
Goodness.
I deserved
You got
that.
punched. Yeah, you absolutely deserve that.
Wow. Our points are too cheap. We're learning each episode.
I love this.
I
This
enjoy it
improves
though.
everything.
Yeah, I'm like
Yeah,
not
me
against
too.
it. You know,
I
once
absolutely love it.
if we ever get to the point that we have more than like 5 people watching at a time, things will have to be a little more expensive. So we're not just being.
No, absolutely not. I know one streamer. They have this like just a big deep like imagine like a submarine bomb exploding like that, but it's a fart. And like you can redeem like your points for that fart noise, and like people will just start doing it like 7 in a row, and it's so great because the person who's streaming is just like, okay,
Oh, come
my
on,
god, there's
honk,
a fart noise. It's like it seriously sounds like an underwater explosion.
Well,
But
you
it's a
know, we'll
fart.
cross these bridges when we come to them. Anyways, I forgot to say welcome to another episode of DrawBomb.
Have we
We're
not
here.
said the name of the show yet? My goodness,
haven't.
my gracious.
But yeah, no, I've been playing it a little bit. My fiance's brother plays a lot, and I'm always like trying to play something with him, but we've never. He helped me kind of build my computer and all the stuff, and I'm like, I've never played anything with him, so I've been trying this a little bit. And it's all right.
Hey, I'm sorry to cut you off. Should we move the tree? Do you think the tree should be more center to the
Sure.
the draw ring? Okay.
Sure, let's
just,
move that tree.
Yeah, I just I didn't want to go grabbing it and not ask you.
I'll grab that tree.
Grab that tree, dog. Yo,
Grab that
you
log.
be grabbing that tree sometime. No, but
It's that kind of show today.
it's that kind of show. But it's okay that you play World of Warcraft because I've been playing another horrible game as of late,
What's
which
that?
is League of Legends.
Oh yeah, I've never played that. I think it's
Don't.
really okay.
It's so frustrating, but I mean, like, I have fun with it. Like sometimes,
I think that one's a little bit more accepted at this point.
It's more modern. It's definitely
Yeah.
like here.
Uh-oh. They're not happy with
I don't ever react. I don't know when I'm supposed to react because I don't hear the punches.
You got it. You got it right.
Okay, perfect. It's such a toxic community in League of Legends, and like I get mad. Like I play with people who like I don't want to get mad in front of them. Like at some. I'm sorry, I'm grabbing the tree again a little bit. I didn't mean to grab it this time.
Go for it.
Okay, it's moved now. I'm satisfied with the tree now. But yeah, I don't want to get mad at, like, first of all, I don't like to get mad at people on the internet because we're just playing a game. Like, I don't care how.
You get mad at
you're
people
gonna
in
beat
games.
me. I do get mad at
I've
people.
played
in
Sea
games.
I've played Sea of Thieves with you. I know.
I get mad at people in games, and I try not to because the thing is, it's a game, and I am fully aware. So I try and keep it in check. I try not to act like it. But like, if I get mad in a game, like you have called me out on it.
I always
It's
just
like,
enjoy it. I just laugh. It doesn't bother me, but it's funny.
I'm glad it doesn't because it bothers me that I'm even mad in the first place. But I can't help but be mad. It's like
You're just giving the
Valheim.
people what they want.
Exactly. It's like in Valheim, like when there was a glitch, and like the first time I died as my character, like I lost all of my stuff for some reason, and I just became really despondent for like a little while.
That's reasonable. That one's worth getting mad about because it's like you lost progress and stuff.
Yeah, and yeah,
Like it feels like a waste of time. But like if you're playing a game where the mechanic is PvP and then you're like actually annoyed with the person that kills you, then that's funny to me.
Well, for League of Legends, it's also like they're all just such dicks. Like they're all just real mean all the time, like for no reason. And it's just like you think it happens to you and you think it's like a fluke. It's like, oh, this is just like one game. No, it's like every game. If you're not playing with like a full squad of like 5 friends, there is just someone being a grade A dickhead to you, and it's so prevalent. It's fucked up.
Yeah, that's annoying. That wears you down.
It makes me mad. it wears me down. And like at first I wasn't mad about it, but like it, you know, when I've played with like the group of people, I played with a group of people who they all are the ones who got me into it, and you know, it's fun playing with them. But if it's like me and like one or two of the other people, and we have like randos on the team, it's like they will be assholes. Like without
your own
even if,
teammates.
like our own teammates, even if we're trying our best, and if they're not like if they're not yelling at us, like the other team is yelling at each other, which is really strange because in order to yell so that the other team can hear you, you have to be typing like extra words at the beginning of your like chat message so that it gets sent to everybody. So like these people are like yelling at each other, but they're also typing like /all right before it. So it's not it's they're making extra effort to broadcast how mad they are at each other. Yeah.
And if you're playing with people that are being dicks, that sucks too, because it's hard to have fun. You feel, I mean, you don't, like, even if you don't actually feel like it's your own fault, you feel like
I feel
pressure
judged
because you don't want these people to like, come at you. You know they're going to, and so like you mess something up and then you have to feel bad about it. And it's like, this is supposed to be fun, right? That's why we're doing this.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be having a good time. Like, isn't that why we all play a thing called a game? Like,
Yeah,
it's
not
so weird
for everybody. But
you know what is weird though is that games by their very nature, I don't think there's any game in the world that's been invented where there's not the possibility of somebody getting mad, and that's weird because like there are other things you can do. I don't know if there's anything you can do for fun that won't also have the like flip side of it could make you really really mad.
You know, people get competitive, and that's what makes it fun too. I think ultimately, in the grand scheme, yes, you get mad some of the times, but some people, in order to have such high emotions about when they fail, that's what makes it so satisfying when they win, I think.
Yeah.
But but then there's poor people like you and I who get stuck playing with these people who are just like, I just tried to have a good time. I'm not good at this.
My best.
I just become the guy that's like has to like lay down the blanket statement over and over every like in between every round. Like, I'm not good at games, so I'm just not good. So like that like absolves me of everything that's coming my way, and I know it. I
do the classic like, oh, I'm not mad, and then I'm like also arguing with them in the chat right now. It's like, you're clearly mad, like that. But I'm just like as I'm like arguing with them in the chat, I'm denying that I'm angry. I'm just like, this is funny to me. No, it's fine. Like I can hear myself doing it, but I'm in too deep. Like, I'm trying to keep up above with my hand instead of going under, you know?
Yeah.
Games.
What a fun time.
It's embarrassing. Yeah, the thing is, like, we would play games with like. We would play not League of Legends, essentially, and we wouldn't deal with this toxic, like, stuff. Like, hold on, I gotta let my brother's cat inside. 1 sec.
That's a euphemism. For what? I don't know. Ian's a freak, but it's definitely code. Gotta let my brother's cat inside? Okay, Ian. What you do on your own time is not my business. His cat comes in the window, which is kind of cool, but also probably annoying to deal with.
Waffle, 1 second, please. My apologies.
I heard Waffle.
You heard her? Did you?
I'm not sure I've ever heard her before.
She's got a very high pitched meow.
Yeah.
But I don't even remember what I was talking about. But anyways, League of Legends makes me very, very mad, and I feel embarrassed for getting mad at it. Gosh, what else is new in the world of us? Have you watched any movies lately?
Let's see. I watched Fear Street Part 1 today.
Oh, how is that?
It's alright.
Is it young adult oriented? That's my first question right off the bat.
Yeah, I would say yeah. Like it's gory-ish, it's gory, and then there's like violence and swearing and sex and stuff like that. But it's still, yeah, it's for younger adults overall. It's for
it's for young, but
it's for like
when
it's based around like high school kids.
Okay, yeah. So it's kind of okay. Yeah.
It feels like it's not. It feels like it's for a younger audience, but not not extremely not like kiddie. It's not like it's R.L. Stine, but it's not Goosebumps.
Yeah, it's not Goosebumps. Like that's like kind of what I remember when those books came out. Is it was like, oh, it's like Goosebumps, but like for older kids or whatever.
Yeah.
Not that it was for kids necessarily, but it's like fucking Hunger Games is like classified as a young adult.
Yeah, I'd say it's more in that thing, but it's a slasher film.
Gotcha. So when you say it's gory, like how gory? Like we see in eyeballs, we see in like
people are getting stabbed on screen often. That's kind of the main attack. Okay. And then in one scene, I don't want to spoil it, but there's one death that was pretty cool. That was totally unrealistic. And I know this because they're at a grocery store and they use a tool found in a grocery store to kill somebody, like in a really like horrible way. But like I used to use that tool when I worked at a grocery store for years, and it's not sharp enough. Let's just say it's a bread slicer. It's barely sharp enough to slice bread, let alone to murder somebody. Okay. But it made for a very cool scene.
Have you seen
or at least the fun scene?
It's kind of along that same line. Have you seen Game Over Man like that?
No, you guys were suggesting it, but I have not watched it yet.
So yeah, we watched it while I was in Chicago, and like it's a pretty gory movie. Like it's really gory.
Yeah.
And like they used a like deli slicer to slice a guy's face, and like just watching that, I was just like, please no. Blah.
Did they? Were there like a bunch of little like sheets of his face since it like?
Yeah.
It's like goes like that. That's fun.
Yeah, but also just the way his face looked. Ugh.
They used they used a bread slicer, which is I don't know if you know what those look like. I worked in a bakery and a grocery store for years, so
it looks like
it's like
the
these
bread
little
comes in like the packet, and then you have sliced bread. It's a plastic bag, right?
So it's this machine that's got like I don't know, like you think slices in a loaf. It's got like 30 of these little like knives type things, and they go back and forth like fast. And then they're serrated, and you just put a loaf of bread under it, and you drag it shut, and out comes the sliced bread. And yeah, it works, but you gotta be like very gentle, or you like smash the bread and it tears it apart and stuff like that. Okay. Like it's it's not like, yes, I'm sure it wouldn't feel good, but basically the killer pushes this girl through it, and like she goes head first, and her head like comes out and like 20 like slices, like
that's funny.
bread slice size, segments of her head, but that thing would never cut through a skull, and she just pushed through like she's made of Jello or something. And
hilarious. I
enjoyed it, but it was not realistic.
Okay.
The movie itself, it's fine. There's better slashers out there. But I mean, I guess I don't know. There's 3 parts, and there's a good chance I'll watch the next one, so I guess that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's an interesting method to like have 3. It's a movie, right? Like full length movie, hour and a half. It's interesting to like do 3 movies, like a trilogy, and release it all at once. Yeah,
I think it's kind of like the same idea as doing like a miniseries, but they're just doing it in 3 pieces instead of like 10.
Yeah, because like the miniseries at this point, like each episode is basically a movie that you then like just like not just a hair short of a movie. And then you watch like 12 of them in one season. And
right, so you're watching like 10 hours of TV. I bet you these 3 movies will still be shorter than a full miniseries.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so I'm just trying to start getting to that spooky season.
Getting that Halloween vibe going.
That's right, and it was pretty like cool and rainy today, so we just stayed inside and watched movies and stuff. It was fun.
Excited How about you? For some Halloween hijinks. Yeah, I don't have any plans right now, but and I probably won't have any plans. But I'll probably freaking watch some like not necessarily scary movies with the family. I'll watch some scary movies by myself. The family will probably watch whatever wacky holiday thing comes out, or like this year on the streaming services if they look
You know what we should do?
distracting enough.
This wouldn't be too difficult, but since we're always talking about movies on here, we should come up with like a small list of movies and then watch them like a book club. Just all you have to do is like watch one of these movies on the off week, and then when we come back, we can talk about it and draw a picture related to it.
This is true. I mean, also Amazon has. I mean, this is on Twitch, so like we could do like the watch party feature.
Oh yeah.
Some spooky movies over the course.
We should totally do that. I've been thinking about streaming more, anyways. I think I'm gonna start doing some like just late night when I'm working on stuff, drawing on here, like a consistent day a week or something. Dr. Soundcheck says they love that idea, so yeah, maybe we could.
No, they said I love that Adaqua.
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 You'll have to explain, Dr. Soundcheck. I don't know what Adaqua is.
Yeah, it's a new word I've heard of. I've never heard of. I've heard of that word. That's a word I've heard. An Adaqua, it's basically like the thing from It Follows.
Oh, I thought the Adaqua was the type of South African deer.
Oh, interesting. Oh, that you're thinking of the okapi?
Oh, yeah. Okapi, my cappy.
Yeah. Nice. Good. That's good.
Thank you.
Dr. Soundtrack then says, "Ew, I hate you."
Oh no, we should call an ambulance for Dr.
Call
Soundcheck.
911 for you, Dr. Soundcheck. Don't worry, just stay safe. Don't exert yourself too much. Just remember there are a number of signs to tell if you're having a stroke. It's the fast system. It's face. If your face is getting all screwed up, A is shit. What is A? Oh man.
The most insensitive description I've ever heard. Face
S is speak. I'm sorry. S is speech, so you have them say a sentence like the sandwiches are ready, and if they can't say that, then it's a bad sign. They might be having a stroke. And then T is
when the sandwiches are ready, taste. If they can't taste the sandwiches.
That's right. No shit. I don't remember my first aid training anymore. I guess that's unfortunate. Now if someone's having a stroke, I can't go through the things. Or I could use the KISS method, which is where I get out my guitar and I start playing rock and roll all night, party every day. And if they don't like it, then clearly something's wrong with them.
What? You don't? If they're not feeling like partying all night and every day.
They want to rock and roll all night and then party every day? When do they sleep?
Right.
It's crazy.
Jeez. Well, you get a lot of extra energy when you're a satanic band.
That's right. Knights in Satan's services, the KISS method. Keep it Satan's Satan.
I feel like the people who are against them came up with that, and KISS was probably like, "Oh, damn, that's good. Why don't we think of that?"
Yeah. I think that is probably the case. Is like, I don't think KISS. I think KISS was just like, no, we're like a kiss, like that's sexy.
No, every song's about sex, like.
Yeah. But then like all the people who were like afraid that D&D was gonna convert your kid to Satanism, and all the crazy people.
Yeah.
Who were like just the only book they've read is the Bible, but they also haven't read that at all. They are free. They have like a moral panic over like this new thing. Tale as old as time.
Anything new and scary.
Yeah.
It's got to be the devil.
I don't understand.
Life in Dan is here in the chat, says, "What's up, bombers? Yo."
Whoa, Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Oh, I'll mail you one.
Thanks, appreciate it.
I'll kind of stick like a stamp on a Coke that get to you.
Does it have to be a Coke? Can I get like a Sprite?
Sprite is a Coke product.
Yeah, fair. Also, do you think it's like Jinx owe me a Coke, like how people in like some states will say, in the South will say Coke instead of like soda or pop or anything like that? Do you think
I'm sure that's what that means. Yeah. But who came up with it? Who invented the Jinx?
Where do we get these weird cultural, like not even cultural, it's weird to call it cultural, like Jinx owe me a Coke, but it's something that we definitely do.
It is cultural.
And it's like, I guess it is cultural. It's weird because it's like a goofy. It's
Yeah,
like one of the goofier
weird.
things to be like a cultural phenomenon, I guess, or not. Maybe not really, but it's weird to call it. I don't know. I don't know. I have no rubric for it. But anyways,
I know what you mean.
yeah, it's weird how we like these things sort of enter like the public knowledge, and like everyone just sort of eventually learns this thing. It's like, how does
Right.
that happen? Like before the internet.
It's pretty wild. Also got Z-Newts in the chat.
Wild stuff.
All the regular players are here. Welcome, Z-Newts. How you been? Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome.
Also, Leviathan Den, thanks for tuning in. How's it going?
Dr. Soundcheck, thanks for tuning in. You know, when I was in Italy, I was riding in the car with like someone who was like distant family, like related to us somehow, who lived in Italy, and they were like kind of showing us around.
Look, just
I was
because
like,
you're
have you-
Italian doesn't mean that everybody in Italy is distant family.
Okay, I'm sorry. Some guy who I jumped in his car and sat in the back seat of, my bad. He, like, we were driving and I was like, hey, we're coming up on these tunnels. Have you ever done the tunnel game? And he's like, no, what's that? And I was like, you hold your breath when you're driving through a tunnel, and then, you know, you let go and you get to the other side. Just see if you can do it, and it's supposed to be like good luck or whatever. And he's like, no, bro, I've never heard of that, but let's do it. So
The
like,
driver does
there
it
was-
too?
I mean, he was the only other person in the car, and I was like,
passes out on the wheel and it's...
yeah. He started doing it, and I was just like, oh no, I mean, I just was wondering, you don't have to do it, but he like made a game out of it for like the next 3 tunnels or something like that, which was very fun. It was a nice time. I remember that very fondly. But it was interesting because like you don't have the tunnel game. That's kind of interesting. Like I didn't realize
Sharing
that.
cultures.
Yeah, it was very fun.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, where do these things come from, and how far do they spread?
Where do they come from?
Where do
Where
they
do
go?
they go? Jesus Christ.
Jinx, you owe me a holding your breath in a tunnel. All right, now you can't breathe again until you jinx me or someone says your name.
What?
You can't breathe until someone says your name. All right, chat, you decide. Does Ian get to breathe? Oh shit! I said it. You got off. You got off this time.
Oh man. Okay. So that's gonna have to be a thing if we say the same thing. Whoever says jinx first, I'm gonna do that to you back. Just you wait. Just
won't
as
get
sure as
me.
I called the chat Lois and then I eventually started to forget that, I will do that to you. What do you think about that, Lois? Lips in the Lois, everybody. Lips. That sounds weird. Lips in the chat, everybody. Lips in the chat. Just give us some lips real quick.
We should make a little animation for lips in the chat.
We should. We should have like a thing that like somebody can redeem channel points and like it goes like lips in the chat, everybody. Post some lips in the chat. And I don't know what they would get out of that, aside from the chat getting filled up with lips, I guess, but I sneezed. It would be fun.
Bless you.
Uh-oh. We just got a word ban. We can't say the word, it's like
I see it.
cat.
I see it.
Yeah. We can't
It's
say
like
that for the next
hat.
5 minutes.
It's like Cat in the Hat. It's actually
How-
Hat in the Cat. If you're looking
Did we
at the word.
specify for how long that like the word ban is? Like, I'm gonna check to see if it's for like the whole episode.
I don't think we
if we're gonna
specified. I don't know. Maybe we did.
blank until maybe it'd be fun if we can go just next 5 minutes, but let's just go for as long as we can. Let's see, like, if, you know, I feel like that's.
I can't go very long usually. Leviathan Den says, "Did you add that sound bite yet?" Which one? Did we talk about adding a lips in the chat sound bite? Or... Oh shoot! Sorry, I said it. That's my one.
Oh, you said it, man! God damn it!
I told you I can't go very
You
long.
lost. We have to have a scoreboard now of like. I'm gonna draw it here, okay?
I meant to do. Zenut says, I ban the word. Okay. So.
Okay, so you said it once.
Yeah.
You said that word once, so there you go. You got -1 on the board. We'll just kind of refer to that every once in a while if we you know, mess up.
What word did I say? What
You
word did
said-
I accidentally say?
Ah, that's a shame.
Not gonna
Last-
get me that easy.
The last part glitched out. It sounded pretty funny.
Oh
Alright.
boy.
Well, fine.
So, you know, all I gotta say is, don't say the word. We'll see how long we can go for.
Deal.
I mean,
I won't.
you also, we won't even turn it off. We'll just do over the course of the episode.
Yeah,
if you
we'll
say
just
that
try
word.
not to say it anymore. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah.
It's
I think that'd be
a
fun.
it's an more expensive one.
Yeah.
We might have to tweak our prices, but
We'll figure it out. I mean, I think 1,000 points is still fun. Like, I don't know.
yeah, I'm
It
not
keeps things
against
fresh.
people. I'm not against people using all that stuff a bunch. I'm not saying that that's too cheap. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We made those before anybody was using them, so I won't know exactly. They were never honed in.
No,
They seem to be working great so far.
Yes, indeed.
Oh.
By the way, people in the lowest are saying
The
that
stream keeps freezing.
freezing.
Is that
I'm not
true
seeing
for
that
everyone?
I'm not seeing that on my preview, but I'm also not watching 100% of the time. But
I had 0% dropped frames, so
let me know.
I mean, it's possible that is the case, but it might be something on Twitch's end. I don't know. So yeah, everybody else, let us know if that's happening as well for you.
It could be your internet. You know, we don't know. Either way, if
We're blaming
let
you.
us know if our internet connection is going down the crapper.
Wow. Xenute says, I suggest a lips thing, 1,000 lippies, and you guys gotta draw a boss fight. How many toilet noises do you have?
I downloaded like that whole Hanna-Barbera sound effects library, so
nice.
I just have like all of the sound effects. Like I can play a goat for you if you want. You want to hear a goat?
Yes, please. Where is it?
Hold on.
You said there was goat. I think that was a sheep. That's definitely not a goat.
That's definitely not a goat. They have like a whole bunch of sound effects like crammed together in one sound bite, and I don't, you know, it makes my life a little harder, but it's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
Let's see what else we got. 1,000 lippies and you guys gotta draw a boss fight. What do you mean by boss fight? Like, kind of
I
like.
don't know what that means.
I do think we should have definitely some lips in the chat type thing.
Lips in the chat. We can like have a little song come on, or just like really like some air.
I want it to
horns.
be like, yeah, I want it to be like, sometimes when people have like a hype train type thing. We don't have enough people for hype
Yeah.
trains, but something where it's like, takes over for a second.
Yeah, that would be fun. And it's just like basically telling people to post lips in
Yeah.
the chat. And if we ever get some more emojis available
Good.
for subscribers,
We could do it
lips
so
would
like,
definitely be
little animation of like, a kiss mark appears on us.
Yeah. You know,
Xenute
there's
says
also-
Bomb Boy versus audience vote. That could work. That would be good for like a segment at least. I don't know about for every time we get a lips in the chat, but
Yeah, I
we could
think
definitely do a
price of
channel
it-
point price for that, or we could do that as like a game once in a while.
Yeah, do we have it like? Do we have a redeem for rock paper pencil sort of thing? Because we could do like a 10,000 point thing to redeem for us to, you know, do.
Someone
an
come up
episode.
with a theme.
Well, just to like tell us like, hey, I want to see this segment on the show tonight.
Oh, that would be a good idea too. No, we don't, but that's a good idea.
Full of good
We-
ideas. Yeah.
We need to get together sometime besides on the show or 10 minutes before it to work on this stuff because
Yes.
we literally, the show ends and we don't discuss it for a week. And then we have ideas
Yeah.
like, sometimes we're late because we're trying to implement something at literally the last second.
Like, but we had these songs ready to go since last week, but you know.
Yeah, that one's on me.
Well, no, I mean, we also like, you know, it would have had like we had to still get some things set up with this for it. So usually it helps to have us both sort of like in communication about it when we're like implementing those features. So it's not entirely your fault. I was thinking like the whole time, like I know that at this point it's all up to Brandon, and like there's probably some shit that OBS is gonna have to like make us decide between, as we discussed before the episode started. And yeah, it's just excuse me. It's just we do need to do another night where we like throw on some SpongeBob watch party.
Work on some stuff.
Excuse me. Wow. Ah man, I gotta drink this water. Hold on.
Xenute says, "Don't make me make you draw Willem Dafoe." Hey, what you do is your business.
How much do we make that redeemable for? Because I feel like that's also gotta be.
It's a pricier one, but it's not pricey enough.
Okay, interesting.
Xenute says, "Can I redeem 2K lips and be your guest next episode?" You might be able to be our guest, but as the candle says, hey, it's time to eat. Be our guest.
Yeah. Okay, I was confused by that for a second, but okay, I got you.
I saw that it was not scanning, so I gave up on it.
I was too busy checking to see if like that was a thing we actually had redeemable, because I was just like, is it only 2?
I don't think we should have points for just be a guest.
No, I agree with that.
Because that's how we get more more Nazi manifestos.
As Nazi zombies?
Yeah, that was where my brain went.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah.
No, God! No, God, please!
I agree with Michael Scott in this instance.
No!
So, have you watched any movies lately?
You already asked me that. I watched Fear Street.
Yeah. That's right. Okay, I want to talk about a movie I just watched.
Okay, go ahead.
Today I decided to sit down, and while I was... Sorry, go ahead.
I spilled my water, so I'm going to listen to you while I clean it up.
Oh boy, it's like a podcast. Like, I listen to podcasts all the time while I clean. But anyways, I decided to, while I was working on art, I saw that, like, there's Jay and Silent Bob, like, the newest one.
Oh, yeah.
Was available on Amazon Prime, and so I decided to turn that on and watch it, and oh my goodness. Wow.
On a scale of very good to extremely good, how was it?
Oh, those are the only 2 options, because, I wanted to call it the best movie ever made. Jesus, though. Like, there's so many, like, just, like, there's, like, scenes that are just them winking to the camera the whole time. And I'm just like, God damn it, guys, come on. Please.
I haven't seen it. I like some of the other Kevin Smith movies, but I don't know. Something about that one just didn't seem like it was going to be very good.
So here's the thing. It's not funny, but it is kind of saccharine sweet, because it's about, like, it's basically, like, tying up all the loose ends of, like, the, like, whole Jay and Silent Bob, like, universe or whatever.
Okay.
So, like, you meet, like, his girlfriend who he, like, was dating in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back again, and you find out what happened with her. You basically find out what happened with all the characters, like, in the last 20 years of, like, the the Kevin Smith movies, of, like...
Just setting up Clerks 3.
He's setting up Clerks 3, but also just sort of, like... Just, like, saying, hey, here's what's happened in all the stories for the past 20 years. Here's what happened to Matt Damon. Here's what happened to Ben Affleck's character. Here's what happened to... Like, literally just every character in, like, the whole, like...
Yeah.
Universe. And, like, it's about, like, Jay's got a kid, and he didn't know about it, and, like, he's, like, connecting with her, and et cetera, et cetera. It's just about that sort of stuff. So it's, like, sweet. If you care about those characters, it's kind of like, oh, it's nice that, like, you kind of get this official update on, like, the lives of these characters who you sort of cared about, like, way back when.
Fan servicey.
Yeah, it's 100% fan service. It's not a good movie, but it's 100% fan service, and, like, very sweet, but, like, still, like, it's not good. It's just, it's very sweet.
It doesn't carry a movie alone.
Yeah. But, you know, if you were, like, a big fan of Kevin Smith movies, and, like, they played a big part in your fucking life when you were younger, and you were like, oh, I would like to know, what, like, the characters are doing 20 years later.
What is the monkey doing?
Yeah, you find out about that, too, honestly. So, you know, that's the that's what it's for. Um, and I guess that's all I can really say about it. Is it's not funny. I don't think even Kevin Smith finds it funny. He like shits on like the whole movie is also him shitting on Kevin Smith the whole time, being like, oh my god, like all these movies I made that suck, including this one, and like there's no like, he knows what he's doing. I guess is the best I can say about it.
Dr. Soundcheck says they are one of these people that you're speaking of.
Yeah, I am too. Honestly, like I appreciate it in a way.
No,
but-
I love those movies. I mean, I don't dislike them now, but I watched them all and I liked them when I was younger. Definitely.
Yeah, and so if you like those movies and like if you want to like get like a little bit of a kick in the gonads to be like, oh my god, I'm kind of like here's the thing, I had feels because it is about like Jay and Silent Bob dealing with their kids and things like that, and it gets really really sweet, like very saccharine sweet,
Yeah.
it gets that way in parts of the movie, and it's like those are moments that are like aw, but it's all wrapped in like a very not even trying to be good, or it's not even pretending to try to be good. The package it's in, it's just
Interesting.
there's like one moment where Jason Lee, who plays the guy from Mallrats,
Yes.
he's talking to Jay and Silent Bob, and he's just like, man, no one's going to see Jay and Silent Bob movies anymore. And then the camera cuts to like have all of them in the shot, and they all go to the camera and do like a different pose. Like Jason Lee goes, I think this is in the right. He goes like, and then like two of them go like, it's just like they like it's more annoying than like a wink at the camera. It's like a whole like whackity schmackity doo.
Z-Newts raises a good
crazy.
question. Is Red State part of the Kevin Smith universe, and what did it say John Goodman's up to now after that whole thing?
They didn't say
situation?
anything. I think Red State in the View Askew universe is what the whole, the lore and stuff of Jay and Silent Bob, like what that all contains is the View Askew universe. I think in the View Askew universe, Jay and Silent Bob, or I'm sorry, Red State and Tusk are.
Don't take my next
movies-
joke from me. I was about to ask what Justin Long is doing.
Well, they actually addressed
still
Tusk.
Walrus.
They actually address Tusk in the movie, and it's just a shitty movie that Kevin Smith made. Same with Red State, I have to assume. Although Justin Long is in the movie, but no one in the movie is being asked to act well, and that's kind of frustrating. It's just like everyone in the movie is just there to sort of like be like, hey, remember Kevin Smith?
If I remember correctly, Justin Long was in Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
Zack and Miri Make a Porno. He's the guy who gets turned into a walrus in Tusk. He's also in one other thing, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he's been in a couple of Kevin Smith properties.
Yeah.
I've seen Tusk. Tusk is interesting. Like, here's a weird thing, is like in any even in this movie, like Kevin Smith movies, like you'll have flashes of like a moment where you think Kevin Smith got like just unhigh enough where he wanted to like do a good scene in a movie. He was just like, oh man, like what if I made this scene about how like the whole crux of Jay and Silent Bob reboot is that when you have a kid, the kid is your reboot because it's like the same you, but it's like
Right.
younger, new package, and it's like they make it it's very saccharine sweet. It's very like pretty the way it's like described by Ben Affleck and all that stuff, and it's like this moment where you're just like, oh hey, like this isn't the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life like the rest of the movie has been. So you get like those moments where you're like, oh, Kevin Smith could, like, if he just gave a shit, he could still write a good movie, I think. He just doesn't give a fuck because he's got a bunch of money from people who just go to see any, like, he's built the ground floor enough where he can just, like, rest on his laurels. And Tusk has a lot of that, too. Like, some of the monologues that happen, like, with how the villain does things sometimes in that movie. There's all these moments where it's just like, oh, man, this could have been a good movie if Kevin Smith, like, gave a fuck. And that's unfortunate. But when those scenes pop up, like, hey, you can enjoy a little bit of a good movie, and then, but you also have to watch a piece of shit package around all of it.
Do you think it's like, you keep saying like him not giving a fuck, do you think it's more of like a laziness thing, or more of like a just like, he just kind of fucks around with the medium and doesn't really...
So just by the vibe, like, because the thing about the newest, like, the Jay and Silent Bob reboot movie is that, like, they make, like, 8 jokes about him not giving a fuck and just, like, making shitty movies. So, I mean, I can't say for certain, like, I honestly can't say for certain maybe that's, like, a defense mechanism and he's just, like, really struggling creatively. I don't know. But the movie is playing it off like he just doesn't give a fuck and he's happy to rest on his laurels.
Gotcha.
But I can't say, I mean, look, I'm not going to pretend like I know for certain. Like, you know, again, that could be defense mechanism. He's saying that because he's actually just, like, in a big...
Getting ahead of that criticism.
Exactly, and, like, I understand that. I've done that, too. So I'm not...
It's like me when I play competitive games and I tell everybody I'm bad ahead of time.
Exactly.
So they can't.
I'm not mad.
So they can't say mean things about my mom when I lose.
Exactly. So, yeah, like, I'm not going to pretend to diagnose whatever problem it is that Kevin Smith's having with making movies that are the quality that they are. And you know what? I can see, like, how somebody might enjoy these movies. So I'm not, like, when I say, like, oh, they're pieces of shit, they suck, I feel like I'm being very harsh. But also, no. I don't. It's weird. So there are everyone can enjoy some kind of movie, and I feel bad for harshing somebody's good time. So, but like,
art's subjective. We know that, but you're also allowed to have your opinion of it.
Yeah, and I've just really fucking hated that movie. And again, I feel like I've said my piece though. Like, the pros and the cons. So, anyways, yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say.
Go see it yourself and come up with your own opinions.
That's why I watched it. I was like, I wonder what movies I could, like, real quick watch on Amazon, and that ended up fitting the bill. And you know what? I don't regret it. I think I'll say that. I don't regret having watched that movie.
Yeah.
Which I think is the least I could say for a movie, you know?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of movies I do regret seeing, so.
100%, yeah. Man, it is raining like crazy outside right now. If the internet goes out...
We got a storm this morning that must just be reaching you. I bet you it's the same one.
It's probably the same one. We were getting severe thunderstorm warnings.
Yeah, it was a pretty heavy storm. It was pretty awesome. We went out and sat on the porch and watched it go. It was nice.
It was very humid earlier today, so that was definitely when it was on its approach.
Well, these are clouds I know well. I met them today, and now they're over in your neck of the woods.
Alright, well, let them know that, like, I like the rain. I think the rain's very pretty.
I love rain.
Me too. Do you like Rain, the song by the Beatles?
Not as much as actual rain.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, fair, because actual rain has, like, a sensation of feeling to it. Unlike music, You can't touch music.
Nah, music's bullshit.
Yeah, it's like a fucking real dog.
By the way, thanks for writing the theme. It's a great job.
Oh, yeah, thank you very much. Oh yeah, no problem. I said thank you for. Thanks for thanking me.
You're welcome. Anytime.
I just it was one of those occasions where I woke up one morning and I was like, oh, I have an idea in my head for the theme song, and then like because I had like such a not very complicated but also clear idea in my head, I just like banged it out in like a half hour.
That's how every I feel like you hear that story a lot from, not from you necessarily, but from musicians. A lot of times they'll just be like, oh yeah, I had a dream and then I woke up and wrote the song, and I'm like, I don't completely buy it. I believe that you could have the melody in your head, but like there's a lot of work that goes into the details.
It's not very often that happens where I'm like, usually like the songs I make that I like are just like accidents, and I'm just like, oh shit, this sounds great. Awesome. Thank God for accidents.
Gotta love those happy accidents.
Yeah, happy accidents are like the way I learn best, which sucks because they're so hard to make happen.
Yeah.
But whatever. Art is a process. But yeah, I actually did. Folks haven't heard it yet unless they've checked out the Discord. Which once again, if you want to see the Discord, just hit !Discord. But we have a Discord where you can submit your own remixes. There it is. Thank you.
You should go there.
So if you play it, if you what am I saying? If you make a
Not
remix,
much.
we'll play it. I'm not. I really am not. But also, you can hear all the remixes I've made so far, just for funsies. Like, you know, they're all there, so you can hear them anytime instead of waiting till the episode happens. And I have updated the original theme song just so it's like a little less harsh. The original one is a
Nice,
very
I
big buzzing swear.
I like the updates you've made.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and we have all the different themes on shuffle, so like, you know, there's gonna be like one elusive theme that just doesn't get brought up for like a year.
wow.
So if you want to hear them, you better get over there.
Yeah. But also, if you want to be part of that elusive shuffle,
You can be in
freaking
it.
make a song.
Yeah, you could be part of it. And then, you know, once you die, people will remember you, and that's what else
That's
is
right.
there?
You may think that's morbid, and it is.
Is it?
No.
I was gonna say, I don't think, mean that in like
When
life
we
is
all
pointless
sleep
way.
this
I just
world
mean
well, when you have breathed your last, when you are but returning to the minerals of this soil, and you have gone to the forever realm.
that's why we're creative, right? Like, we just want to add a tiny bit of like of a ripple to the pond that is the universe.
Whoa, that's so deep.
Yeah, man. I just thought of that now.
Oh, bro. That's so crazy.
Tell people I said that when I die.
Okay, I'll put it on your tombstone.
Cool, thanks, man. There you go.
All we are.
Legacy, you know, made.
Nice, dude.
It's that easy. Now I just get to coast.
Yeah, you're good. You can just chill the rest of your life. You're fucking solid, bro. Anyways, are there any games you've been playing? I know I just go through the list. I'm like, any shows, any games, any movies.
World of Warcraft, and I don't know if I'm
talked about
going
this
to be playing it. I'm trying to like get past the. I feel like it's unfortunate how long it takes. It's very grindy, but like I feel like I'm still like doing tutorial-esque stuff, even though I'm like pretty thick into it. I just into the thick of it.
Into the thick of it. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
So I don't know. I'm like thinking it might get more fun, but I feel like it's not going to. I don't know.
Right.
I paid for a month of it. I can play a little bit more.
Okay. Do you it was I've been playing Assassin's Creed 3. We talked about that previously, but like, oh my god, so much of that game is a fucking tutorial. Like, I didn't even like I don't even know if I've unlocked all the features still, but like
A lot
I
of
was
games
still
suffer from that.
Yeah, a lot. Like, I was still unlocking base game like features in chapter 6, and there's 12 chapters in the game. So like halfway through the game, and I'm still like, they're like finally like, oh, you can run in the trees and stuff now. You're welcome. And it's like, good God. So it's kind of crazy.
And this is like the 5th game, so like the fact that they're still trying to explain it to you is just like offensive.
Yeah, well, they've also changed all the buttons now, so everything's a little bit different. So like, I still find myself using the old buttons sometimes. How do you feel about this picture? Should we color his background? Is that like good?
I don't care if we do I might do like the stuff at the bottom, but we don't need to do like anything for the middle space. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel yeah.
Unless you are
this.
feeling like it. It doesn't have to be
not
anything fancy.
really. I was just gonna color these like stumps and these bushes.
Yeah,
maybe, but
that's what I'm talking about. Some
take
bushes,
care of
then we out of here.
yeah, I'll take care of these mushrooms on the.
Oh yeah, good call. Good
Like
call.
one touch. Good touch.
Thanks, bro.
You're welcome, bruh.
Extra Attack RPG in the chat. The Draw Boys are back in Draw Town. That's right. You know, they let us back in after last time.
Boys are back in town. Bow, bow. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I want to hear the rest of the song.
Oh, okay. Oh, I feel like we're getting DMCA'd right now. I can feel the hand
Yeah.
hovering over me.
You're just doing too good of a job. They're gonna
Yeah.
ban us. They're like, wow, that sounds identical to this recording.
Dude,
Do we sue them?
fucking gnarls. Yeah. I'm gonna be playing a D&D game, so I'm gonna lurk. Just wanted to say hi. This is Extra Attack. Well, thank you so much for the lurk,
Hi.
Extra Attack. You know, any number that helps us out is a good number in my opinion.
And also, just thanks for popping in for a second. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you. We appreciate your continued support over the, I guess.
We
year.
appreciate your continued support. Viewers like you make this possible.
That's right. So,
like a
if you
PBS
want
thing.
even more, donate today.
If you donate a meager donation of $20, you will get the DrawBomb tote bag. The DrawBomb tote bag. We should actually make some and do that. That'd be very doable.
DrawBomb merchandise. I mean, you're officially in the merchandising game, so.
I am. We could do it pretty easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
I mean, maybe it's time to get some shirts going. Maybe it's time to get
Yeah,
some
maybe.
totes going.
Maybe we could do it.
Maybe.
Let's discuss this outside of the show.
Let's discuss it now. Let's discuss business decisions like while people are watching. And
Let's talk numbers.
Let's get a
2?
peek behind the curtain, huh?
3?
3.
3? Hey, how about
Man,
this?
maybe-
5.
Whoa! I thought you were
I'm
gonna say-
saying it. I'm saying it now.
Oh, okay.
5.
Okay. I know you think of 5.
I am. I got my heart set on 5 right now.
Just hear me out, okay? Hear me out.
I'm listening.
4.
4?
4.
You come to me with 4 after I say 5.
4.
Let me think about
You said
this.
3 first. Yeah.
You know what? I think you're onto something. 4. Definitely 4.
Excellent. Glad we could do business. So, folks in the chat, while we're finishing this
Hey,
drawing,
oh!
if you had... Oh man, I'm gonna have to make a new layer because I drew on the scoreboard layer. Scoreboard 2.
1 to 1. You are. God, don't you feel like an idiot?
1. Oh man, there you go. We got the score going. That's not the most readable scoreboard, but
I'll put it somewhere on the screen. You can erase that.
Okay. Oopsies. I just hold on 1 sec. Sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. Okay. There you go. Yeah. Jeez, I'm messing up, guys. My fall from grace is not how I predicted it would go. Thought I'd have a knife on my back. Instead, I did it to myself. I have a knife in my front. On my side, maybe from the inside. I knifed myself from the inside. I don't know. This metaphor is getting away from me.
Did you ever have it to begin with?
No, I absolutely did not. I was just sort of gasping for. I was trying to keep my head above the water. I was in too deep.
You've been trying to do that since the beginning of the show.
Well, I did do it successfully earlier, but now I fucked it up because I think I already had a good one going, and that's my brain being like, enough out of you.
Hey.
Anyways, people in the lowest is what I'm trying to say. What should we draw next? Because we're finishing this bad boy up right now. We
Sure.
try and get audience participation going, so you guys can draw along as well. But what should
Start
we
throwing some
freaking
prompts
draw?
out there so that we can say no to all of you.
Yeah, well, we're gonna deny
Except for
them.
one lucky viewer.
We'll use them to springboard into the actual prompt that we've decided we actually want to draw.
Right.
You know, it's funny because other streamers who I watch, they just like draw whatever people ask them, and I'm just like, it looks very hard because if I'm not feeling it,
I mean, there's ways to do it. I haven't seen anybody who just straight up like first person to say something in the chat gets it.
That's fair.
You know.
I guess that's fair. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I've seen. Usually they'll like find a way to twist it though, like make it
Yeah.
exciting for them. And maybe that's what we're lacking is we're lacking the drive to flip the script in a way that works for us. Or maybe
says a pilot school for the visually impaired.
no.
That's all I'm gonna say too. We'll leave it
I
right
was
at
gonna
that.
say no. I feel like that's sort of punching down on people who do not have the gift of sight. But you know, keep throwing ideas out there that aren't that. Feel free to let us know if you have any more ideas that aren't the one you just recommended, and we'll hear them out. He says
No,
why beep. We're not trying to shame you.
We're not shaming you.
It's funny.
I laughed, so you
Yeah,
know.
it's funny.
If anybody's shamed, it's me.
Oh boy, canceled. You're canceled, Brandon.
Oh no.
Make sure you spend channel points to cancel us. Cats on Camp Catnip says Vamp Fleb. 13.
It's not bad. It's not bad. That's good. I like that one.
Sorry if I'm saying your username wrong. I know who you are, though. I know your real name, but I like to call people by their chat names because it just feels appropriate online in such spaces.
Such spaces.
Such spaces as this, the cyberspaces.
The
Space!
metaphorical internet space.
Yes, we're in meat space. This is cyberspace.
The deep web.
Deep web, dark web.
I wonder what the dark web has got to not be as exciting as it sounds. Not that it sounds exciting. Let me be clear, but I'm saying like when they talk about it, they talk about it like it's some like almost like haunted internet thing. It's got to just be like pretty bland to look at, right? There's no like graphic design involved in the dark web. I would imagine.
I don't think so. Like whenever I've seen like a movie or something like portray the dark web, like they've always portrayed it like those like 90s websites with like rotating 3D skulls going like keep out. Like it's I don't think any of it is like that. I think all of it is just very like bare bones and straightforward. Probably.
Yeah, I would imagine you have to like access it through some kind of like file or some kind of like FTP thing or I don't know.
Yeah. You gotta do something crazy, and I don't feel like doing that shit, and I don't feel like going on the dark web.
No, I don't want to go there. There's nothing there for me.
I'm good. But yeah, so it's interesting what could be out there. But anyways, the dark web, it's not all it's cracked up to be, guys. You can maybe mine some crypto. If you try and you can accidentally hire an FBI agent while you try and get a hitman.
There you go.
You know, exciting shit. I know what you're thinking, but it's all fake. It's all smoke and mirrors. And that's been a lesson to you from Ian Newton. Play the reading rainbow sound right now. Dark web is fake.
I'm Ian Newton, and I'm here to say, don't go to the dark web. It's a bad place. It's not for you. You won't have a good time there. Stay off the dark web. Alright, Joseph, but don't take my word for it.
Oh, it's okay. I just love that sound effect, no matter what.
Great.
So yeah, so don't go to the don't do it because it just doesn't sound fun. Honestly, like you can go. Here's the crazy thing: is you can go to Pornhub without going on the dark web. So why even? Why would you go there? And don't take my word for it. Maybe they'll sell your, maybe you can sell your officially licensed copy of Microsoft Office. But I still got some programs I want to use on that. So don't take my word for it. Damn. Anyways.
I think this drawing's about good.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's anything more I want to do with it.
Alright. Save that one. Oh yeah, you're Hanna-Barbera. Give me I want, what'd you say?
Those are built in the voice mod, but yeah.
Alright, I want Yogi Bear rumbling stomach. He's hungry.
Oh boy. Okay, let me see if I can find that.
Go, do the deep dive. Find it.
Rumble. Let's see. Earthquake, avalanche. Let's see, stomach. Growl.
Give me a dinosaur saying it's 11 as he's being used as a toilet.
dinosaur. There's no dinosaur sounds, unfortunately.
God.
So I'm sorry.
What? Flintstones. Oh, that sounds like a T-Rex. So yeah, good job. And there's a stomach rumbling. Got it.
Yep, and that's a bird. That's a bird going.
Man,
It's a
so
lady.
many characters run.
I'm just gonna
They
play
love
this
to
whole
run.
This is like a 2-minute long voice file, so we're just gonna listen to all of it. So hey, have you had anything else crazy happen to you this week?
No.
I think that's fair. Other games I've tried to play. I was thinking I was going to start streaming Psychonauts sometime soon. I thought that might be a fun thing to try out. Was since Psychonauts 2 just came out.
While you're talking about Psychonauts, you need to be running and skidding around the room and running in place.
While I stream Psychonauts 2, or Psychonauts, that would be the lead up, and then I can play Psychonauts 2 right at the height of popularity, and then, because it just came out.
Wow. And if you aren't subscribed to the show, I mean, quality entertainment like this is what you're signing up for. Please subscribe.
Yeah.
You won't be sorry.
You won't be sorry, not one bit, and I hope to God this doesn't get us like the MC8 for playing Hanna-Barbera sound effects. I don't think it would, though. I think we'd be fine.
I don't know.
Man,
It's
we
funny
got
how
to talk
every-
about stuff earlier.
It's funny how every time they run, they crash into a drum.
I know, right? It's crazy. Oh, I think the sounds are gone.
Why are there so many percussion things lying around?
I don't know. I think because like those are labeled as Fred's cartoon Fred's Flintmobile, so I think.
Is that what it's
those are,
called?
like-
The Flintmobile?
I think so, yeah. So I think those are car accidents we're hearing. Those are like
Oh,
deaths
no.
of
And it's made.
families and.
What's the
other
crash rating on
accidents.
a car made out of stone?
Oh God, like the safety is not very good. I
It doesn't
gotta say.
absorb much of the blow, and if you're the one being hit, game over.
Game over, man. Game over. Like that movie from the guys who made Workaholics.
And the guys who made Alien 5.
Oh yeah, that's true. Wait, Alien 5? I thought it was Alien 2.
It is Alien 2, but it's the same people who made Alien 5. All right,
Alien 5.
enough.
What? What are you talking about?
All right, we're gonna draw cats on catnip.
All right,
How about that?
just like high cats, right? That's what we're
Yeah,
doing.
hi cats. That'll be an easier way to write it.
High cat,
Oops.
yo.
Isn't that your username?
Yeah, dude. Oh, sick, bruh.
That's your username on the dark web.
That's right. It's high cat, yo. Because top cat, yo, is already taken. On the dark web, all of the usernames are taken already.
If you're watching and want to draw along, draw your best hi cat on catnip,
Yeah.
and put it in the Discord, which I will plug for the third time. Join the Discord; it's fun. Draw some stuff, post it there. We'll show it on the show. Everyone will grow as people and artists. And yeah.
Yeah, and you'll get to hear our reactions to your drawings. So if you draw something horrifying and ungodly, we'll be like, "Good lord!"
You'll hear us vomit on air. We have
and
very
it'll be
weak stomachs.
So worth it, yeah. So just freaking do it, man. Like, draw some high cats. Like, what are you waiting for?
Have you drawn a high cat yet? What are you doing?
Have you drawn a high cat? Are you even drawing a high cat right now? Like, make your life better, you know? Do you draw a lot of cats? Have you drawn a lot of kitty cats?
I don't draw a lot of them, but I've drawn more since having them.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think so.
Drawing animals is hard.
Yeah.
I need to get better at that. I need to practice more animals. I feel like if I got better at drawing animals, it would help me sort of improve my 3D drawing on people, because I'd be like more. I think like because I'm so used to drawing people, I have like a sort of method that I don't know I'm defaulting to. which means I just end up drawing the same shit when I'm trying to draw people. And if I was drawing animals, I don't have like a set series of methods, and it would sort of break that mental rut, maybe.
It's hard. It's and especially in some ways I think people like you and I who like to draw in stylized forms, part of the allure is that it goes quicker and it's more fun, but until you kind of know exactly like what stuff's supposed to look like when it's like in reality, it's hard to draw a stylized version of it.
Yeah, because you're just sort of going off, like, if you don't know what it is, like, that what you're trying to draw actually looks like, you could, like, have to draw it from a different angle and be like, fuck, what does it look like from this angle? And,
what's a cat look like?
Shit, what does a high look like? Like, jeez. But, how's Adventures with the Kitty?
Good. Little one is doing good. She's very cuddly, more than our cat that we've had for a couple of years. That Theo's a loner, but he's a good boy. Wouldn't change a thing, but he's a little aloof. He follows us around, but he doesn't want to be known.
Gotcha. He wants the affection, but he's got that fear of to truly be known.
Yeah. I think it's good that we have one of each, because if we have a cuddly one and then one that kind of does his own thing, then I feel like I'll be annoyed if they're like if I'm being like constantly mobbed by the cats.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like the cats that like the constant attention, they can get pretty annoying after a while, especially if they develop like annoying habits.
Yeah.
Like one cat, she loves attention, but she also likes to lick your feet, your bare feet. Which, look, cat licks are adorable, but also they are rough and
they're abrasive.
They're abrasive, and if you feel one in a spot that you don't really enjoy that sensation, it can be pretty uncomfortable, and you cannot want it to happen.
Yeah, cat licks are very exfoliating. Van Pleb says, no, that would drive me crazy. Also not a fan of cat foot licks.
Because here's the thing, I love kitties, and little cat kisses is adorable, but like this cat, if you're like washing the dishes and this cat is like licking your legs because you're wearing shorts, you want it to stop.
Yeah. My legs are starting to bleed from your sandpaper tongue.
It's just, it doesn't feel good. I don't like it. So yeah, it can be frustrating. So having a cat that likes to be left on his lonesome is good, since you wouldn't want two of that.
Right. The new cat is very licky, but
very licky.
Yeah, but
you better watch out. Before you know it, your whole house is gonna be licked.
You're gonna get a licking.
Ooh, I don't like it with that voice.
you gonna get a licking.
Oh God, no! Stop. Somebody please help. I don't want Lick Man to come to my house.
Is that like Slender Man?
Yeah, but he licks. It's like the smoker from Left 4 Dead, he's just got like the giant tongue.
Yeah.
But he licks. He's the licker. I guess there's an.
There is a licker. I was just gonna say there's lickers. Zombies already are a thing.
But I hate those fucking guys too. Those are terrible. I hate them.
Yeah, they're the worst.
But not as bad as the frog things from Resident Evil Code Veronica. I tell you what, that game is hard enough to play without those things there.
I also don't like the poop monsters from Resident Evil 7. They're slow.
Oh yeah, I like those. I like shooting the fungus monsters.
Yeah.
Like when you're flush with like pistol bullets and you're just like.
Yeah, but
down. Pretty fun.
There was a time when I did not have any bullets and they were a nightmare because
you
can't do anything to them and they just keep coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming.
They don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. Speaking of don't stop coming, wait. Xenoots says they've dropped a kitty picture into Discord. They've
Oh,
dropped
wow.
their posting.
Xenu's working fast. I'm struggling here. I barely have a head done. Let me take a look at that real quick. I'll speed it up. I'll pick up the pace.
Pick up the pace. Watch yourself.
Where'd you
Tell me
post
what
it,
you're doing.
Xenoots? Oh, post it in general. You want to throw it in DrawBomb along? Not that it matters that much, but you know.
Yeah.
Also, I see Van Pleb, I think, joined the Discord. Thanks for joining. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much. Much appreciated. You know, as we get some points, maybe eventually we'll get a poppin' community. And you know what they say about poppin' communities?
What do they say?
I would like to have one.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be cool.
We got Xenoots' drawing here. He might be saying, is his name Melvin? Is that what I'm reading? Oh no, or is that a meow? What am I reading there?
Yeah, meow or mlem. You know, like how there's mlems.
Yeah,
like,
that could be a mlem.
There's bfs, there's mlems, and there's a third one that I don't remember.
It's a cute kitty. I like it.
Yeah.
Van Pleb says, "Oh man, I wish I wasn't doing homework. I'd have liked to try to draw something." Well, feel free to draw and add it like in your own time. We can show it next episode, or just join in next week and we'll be doing more
Off
stuff.
homework. Oh, what we got that? Oh, I was thinking. Okay, my bad. I thought we were going.
Are you familiar with homework? It's like work that you do at home.
I'm the blowing off homework master. And let me tell you what, if you want to live a stressful life, just blow off your fucking homework, man. Just do it in class the next morning. Like you will feel such a rush as you worry about your future.
Straight A's and B's, right?
Actually, yes, somehow I don't know.
There you go. So it worked. There you go. Kids, impressionable kids watching. Wait till the last moment. That's how you get good grades.
Yeah. Duh. It's like the thrill of the homework.
I do my best work in a state of sheer panic.
Me too, man. Like if I'm not rushing and like panicking and thinking like, why did I fucking put myself in this position? Are you really even doing work properly? Like,
I think that's called ADHD, not to self-diagnose, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty much it.
You would not be the first person to say I probably had ADHD. And
Say had like it went away.
Or have, sorry. That's the ADHD possibly talking.
It does that.
There are so many TikToks that I'll come across that are just like people saying like you have ADHD if this and this. And like I'll watch a lot of them and I'll be like, yeah, but also I feel like that's just something a lot of people in general do without it necessarily being
Right.
an ADHD thing. And like I don't know anything about ADHD. I haven't done the research.
Right.
So,
I don't want to self-diagnose or say I do or don't have anything, but I also don't want to learn or come to the conclusion I have something from a TikTok video I watched. I feel like that's
yeah.
that's problematic in its own way.
100%. Like I feel like I'm gonna do my research before I believe that shit is like ADHD, and you know I don't know what research this person's done, etc., etc., etc. But yeah, that's my take on this.
One of the big problems with the internet is people consuming information on it like it's fact from it.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like it's easy to do.
It's
you gotta be weary.
It would be so convenient if you're just like you come across a video and somebody's like, hey, check out this problem and check out my answer to it, and then you just think like, oh, this person's telling the truth. Why would they make this video lying? It's so easy to like want to give in to that like trusting nature and be like, well, I guess that's the thing I learned today.
I think the way it gets most people is that if you Google a question that you have, like with a suspicion of what the answer, if you have a hypothesis and you Google the hypothesis, you will find a like an article explaining why your hypothesis is correct, and then you can just to test that theory, you can immediately search the opposite thing, and you'll find a reason for why that's true too. So there's just people out there who, you know, whatever you're thinking already, you might have if you look it up, you're going to find things that are going to prove it to you.
Yeah.
And
then
so
once
I
you
think
have that thing-
that reinforcement is what gets a lot of people.
And then once you're convinced you have that thing, you can check out all the rest of that website's articles explaining all the other ways that you now know that you have that thing or don't have that thing.
The only disease that you can successfully self-diagnose is hypochondriac.
Or alcoholism.
Yeah, that's true.
First step is admitting you have a problem. I mean, how else? Although I guess interventions will also do that for people.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Intervention?
No.
I've seen a lot of episodes. Not like I wanted to. My ex used to watch that show. Like she went through a period where she watched a bunch of that, and I was in the room, so I would see it too. And boy, let me tell you, those people are a mess.
Someone should give them an intervention.
Yeah, somebody should talk to them about their problem. That's all I have to say about that.
Boy, can you
There's
imagine? Can you imagine being in a bad enough situation that A, you need an intervention, and then B, your family also decides to put it on TV?
God, right?
Who are these
fucking
assholes?
Right then and there.
Part of the problem. No wonder they're got issues. You're the people that they're surrounded by.
So, every episode, it'll explain how the intervention crew has convinced themselves to let them videotape them and do the interviews, and it's we're under the guise that we're doing interviews of I don't know, something usually not related to the alcoholism at all, people living in a small town blurb blurb. And so that's how they'll get the people in the thing. But then because the setup is just about the same for every episode for how they tell people that why they're filming them before they do the actual intervention. There are so many people on that show who will be like, you guys aren't from Intervention, are you? And there's actually been there was one episode where
if you ask the crew from Intervention if they're from Intervention, they have to tell you the truth. That's the law.
That's right. Hey, you're not an Intervention crew, are you? There was one episode where you found out that the kid who was being intervened against actually set up the intervention himself, which they're not supposed to do. And they had set the intervention up to it was found out in an argument they were having with their family, that they showed on the episode or whatever. They're like, oh, I set this up so that I could get an audition tape sent out to so and so or something like that. Crazy shit.
Wow.
And that whole episode was a fucking train wreck, but they had to air what they had and cut it together in a way because they were well, we fucking paid the crew to be here for 6 months. We gotta get some kind of return on our investment. And those episodes are the craziest, but that show in general is a bummer. And
Yeah,
there's
it
also
sounds like
just
it.
there's also just a number of things that happen a lot of episodes, so you can play a fun drinking game to Intervention.
Oh, jeez. You ever play a drinking game to people who are alcoholics? That seems
We may have done that.
bad taste.
It was 100%, but we did it. But also that show, man, the thing is, the people who do the actual interventions are clearly some of the best people ever because they're always just so understanding and smart and have been through hell themselves. But it's always not there are so many interventions on that show, or there's so many episodes of that show where the person has a problem and then they talk to the parents and the parents talk for 5 minutes and you're just oh
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
the problem. And that's such a bummer.
That's the case.
When the family is clearly the issue why this person has been driven to drink or something like that. It happens a lot of episodes. It's such a bummer.
Yeah, I don't want to get into those shows where it's look at this person with this horrible problem, Hoarders or that show or those shows. It's just I don't need to watch a reality show about people's mental illness. I'm not shaming people who do watch these shows because I know they're very consumable, but it makes me feel weird.
Yeah, it's let them suffer, get them the help they need, but don't make their suffering a thing that I'm
Yeah,
I'll
is there a
watch
way that we
something
can help these people without making entertainment out of it?
Yeah, it's just.
It's like the same thing with people who are like make the videos of them like giving money to homeless people and there's like have a camera in their face the whole time and it's like this makes me uncomfortable.
Like
you're turning people's suffering into content and that is weird to me.
It's it's not good. Like just I would not, if I was like going through the same sort of issue, I would not want to find out like, oh, by the way, you're being videotaped for like the past year and a half as like you're going through like the worst your life has ever been.
And MTV is going to make $1 million off of your suffering.
Yeah, it's just not good. But I didn't like watching that show.
Yeah.
And
I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad who has watched that stuff. I'm just saying it's problematic in some ways to me. I don't think people who watch those shows are bad. There's got to be a better way to help people.
Yeah, I mean, look, I will say this. Of all of the things, like, despite the very icky fact that, like, you're making a TV show about a person's, like, struggle with addiction, like, they did handle it respectfully. Like, I never felt like there is... I guess I could say, like, maybe there's, like, a couple of odd scenarios where I felt like something was being done improperly and not in good taste.
Yeah.
But, like, for the most part, they did handle things well.
And I think maybe for people who can't afford it, to get this help done, this might be a good way to do it, but still.
I think that's usually why they did the show, is, like, a lot of the families will be like, well, we can't support, like, in the show, the person will get sent to a very fancy, like, rehab facility that, like, family would not be able to afford, and like they use profits from the show to donate to organizations and things like that. So there is like at least, you know, what the show is within the construct that the show is working within, like they're doing their best, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just feels weird to.
I'm also, you know, talking about something I haven't seen, so maybe I shouldn't have that much of an opinion.
I feel, I mean, like, I hate watching Cops because it's like basically.
That one seems way more exploitative. It's almost like, hey, let's laugh at these crazies.
Oh, it's definitely like, and Cops itself is just like their tone throughout the whole show is exploitative, and that I hate a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. We're just telling everybody why they should feel bad about the stuff they consume, the entertainment.
Feel bad about it, nerds.
Your cat's high. It's chill.
I like to think that there's like a lo-fi beat like happening behind him.
Yeah, I could see that.
Znude says they have uploaded a better drawing of a cat getting high.
I love it. I'll bring it up here in just a second.
It's the same drawing. It's just colored a little more now. It's colored like his cat is colored.
Ah, this is a more accurate waffle. Is that right?
Yes. When you say you updated it, when you say you uploaded a better drawing, I was assuming, you know, a new drawing, not like a better rendition or something.
There it is. Meow. Waffle eating some nip. Love it. Thank you for thank you for your contribution.
Yeah, much appreciated. So Gosh, look at these cats getting freaking baked, dude. Oh, dude, oh, sparkly. Your cat is way cooler than mine. Like, mine's kind of cute and like mascotty, but your cat is doing some wild shit, like looking like the worm from Doom or something like that.
This is a different planet where this thing pops it out of the sand.
That's kind of how I play. I wonder if I have a meow noise in my soundboard.
You better.
You better, you better, you bet. So we watched a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Yes, I was not there for this one. What movie did you guys watch?
Maximum Risk, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Give me the quick synopsis. We can get into detail, but I don't know what this movie's about. That title doesn't quite give it away. It sounds like every movie he's ever been in.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, the movie starts with him, he's being chased right out of the gate. And then he's getting chased for quite a while, and it's quite a destructive chase. Like, people are ducking out of the way, going like, oh my god, oh. fruit carts being smashed all over
Oh
the
my
place.
god.
And then like you think he's evaded them, and then he goes off of a cliff in his car and dies.
Oh no.
And then we cut to Jean-Claude Van Damme at a funeral, and then a cop comes over and says, "Hey, we got a dead guy over here who looks like you." And then we find out that was Jean-Claude Van Damme's brother.
Oh.
So Jean-Claude Van Damme goes
God.
to New York to avenge Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That sounds
and it's-
pretty great, honestly.
It's the thing is, it's not. It starts out promising, but like it never gets quite very good, and never gets quite very bad. So it was just sort of in the middle. Like it was kind of like whatever.
boring.
But what made it more entertaining was that Austin started playing sound effects that feasibly could be happening in the scene, but they weren't. And after a while, we'd be like, "Hey, these birds are still chirping, but they're indoors now." And then
That's
we'd
really
realize
fun,
that-
actually.
yeah. So we started doing that with like a number of scenes. Austin was taking it much more seriously than I was, but it really paid off when during the one scene, Austin started playing the sound of an accordion, like carnival music, and then like he starts playing the sound for like a second, and then it like a second later, like a J cut, it cuts to a guy playing an accordion.
That's
in like a
amazing.
weird bathhouse scene, and Austin started flipping out. We had no idea why, and he was like, between breaths of laughter, he was like, "The accordion sound I'm playing," and we were just like, "Oh, we thought that was in the movie." How did
That's
you-
wild. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a pretty insane moment.
And an accordion is like a risky one that he's like, this is not going to fit in it at all. And he got away with
Yeah,
it, son of a
absolutely
bitch.
And there was a couple love scenes and like sex scenes, so I started playing these sounds when they were like kissing each other.
I feel like we should implement that now. I think that's a good way to make these, because we've been watching a lot, we've mentioned it on the show before, we've been watching a lot of bad movies, and the problem with that is, yes, when they're good, but there's a lot of them that are just boring to watch.
Yeah, they're bad because they're not. They leave no impression.
It makes you
on
tired and it makes you depressed, and, and that's what they do.
Yeah. So I felt like that was a fun way to spruce it up. Kyle got pretty frustrated, but I don't think he was surprised with that.
He just wanted to see what Jean-Claude Van Damme got up to in that film, and you guys took that away
I get
from
it
him.
though. Like I was playing like dumb beats and things like that over it, so like I can understand. Like it wasn't not frustrating sometimes with some of the sound
fair
effects.
enough.
Like I get it. But yeah, we should figure out some fun games we can play. Like drinking games, if we had access to like vodka drinks or something like that, would be really fun. But I don't know how you would do a drinking game for a movie you haven't seen.
Right, that's tough.
So I don't know. Maybe there's a way to look it up ahead of time.
Yeah, maybe I'm sure somebody's created like a bad movie drinking game type thing.
Yeah.
All right,
Like
I'm gonna
drinking
save these cats.
Yeah. Anyone in the chat got any other options that we can veto?
We can also look up a prompt.
I said it
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
My God, I thought I was gonna come out ahead. Why don't you talk to the lowest once in a while, huh?
I mean,
Yay.
I stopped once I started being punished. Oh, more.
Right, wow.
Vampleb posted a awesome drawing in the chat. I'll post it right
Oh,
now.
hey, I love that. That's
It's
awesome.
great.
That's really good.
And that's a Microsoft Paint drawing too, which kudos to you. I used to do
Yeah.
some work in the paint, and it's been a while. Love it. That's awesome.
That does look fantastic.
Great.
Look at that,
The
yeah.
perspective you picked is not the easiest either. So like kudos on
Yeah.
that.
Wait.
Wow. 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 Wow.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna save this drawing, and then let's draw some more stuff.
So yeah, if people in the chat want to name some subject they'd like to see drawn, we'll wait.
C-Newt says, snail.
How do you feel about snail?
Are you asking my opinions on snails?
Well, just how do you feel about drawing snail?
I think snails are, you know, as far as small creatures go, they're kind of gross, but I also think they're very interesting. They have shells. They grow shells. Like, that's wild.
Would you want to draw a snail?
They're like a slug with a home, and I feel like slugs look on with jealousy, with envy, at the counterpart.
Feel that.
The slugs probably look up into the sky and say, "Why, God?"
I feel
Are
like
slugs homeless snails?
I imagine that scene from like a Christmas Carol where it's like Ebenezer Scrooge is looking in on the Tiny Tim and family, like through the window, looking at them have Christmas dinner with each other, and it's like that, but it's a snail looking in on or a slug looking in on a snail.
Yes.
Having a shell. So I guess we'll draw a snail.
Let's draw some snails.
Okay, let's draw a snail.
Try to think of a way we can mix it up a little bit. What about some type of like a snail, like thinking here. You can start on your snail if you want, but I'm gonna try to think some kind of twist. Twist on a snail. You should never twist a snail. But
I'm gonna draw something weird, and you're just gonna have to deal with it.
All right.
Actually, no, I don't even know how this drawing makes sense.
I'm just gonna go for it too. I'm not gonna overthink this.
Gosh.
We have a lot of slugs on our property.
You have a lot of slugs?
Yeah, they like to come out. I think it's because we have like a garden and stuff. But like, if it rains, they're out there, and there's a lot of them, and they kind of gross me out. I'm not like freaked out by them, but like I also don't want to step on them or touch them.
I feel the same way as you do about that. I agree, 100%. Yeah, like, you know, snails doing their own thing, but they're gross as fuck, so, like, I don't want to touch one or look at one or be near one.
They're worms, but you can see their, like, face.
Yeah. It makes me uncomfortable. They're super slimy, and I don't like slimy sensations.
Do you like escargot?
I love escargot. I mean, I had escargot with you for my first time.
That's right, I thought you did, but... So you'll eat a snail, but...
I'll eat a snail. I mean, shit, like, the way they cook that stuff, that was delicious. I would eat that every day. Aside from the fact that it would be, like, slug snail genocide, because, like, you're just popping whole-ass dead snails in your mouth, and that kind of feels weird.
Well, you know, I think there's a lot of them.
There are a lot of snails.
It would be hard to commit a genocide on a bug. I don't know if a snail's a bug, but you know, there's a lot of them. Van Pleb says, I've never gotten to try one of those, but I did like oyster shots. So are oyster shots like the juice, or are you saying like it's like doing it? Well, like doing like an actual oyster. Okay, I didn't know because.
I mean, that's my assumption. I could be completely
People
wrong.
do stuff with like clam juice and stuff, and I wasn't sure if that was.
That's true.
What she was talking about, but yeah, oysters I don't mind. I think they're all right. I like them a lot if they're like cooked or baked, but raw, I'm not grossed out with them, but I'm also not like crazy about them. Some people love them. I work at a restaurant where they're just like people will like just go town on them.
Yeah, we used to, like, when I was catering weddings and stuff, we would have, like, a raw bar for a lot of weddings. And, like, oysters were a big deal on those raw bars. They're also,
people
like,
love their
one of
oysters.
the best things to cater for, but, yeah. I was always a fan of the shrimp and the cocktail sauce, but, I mean, also, oysters were good, too.
It was an unshelled oyster in a shot glass with it. Unshelled. So I'm having trouble picturing this. Unshelled oyster in a shot glass with a cherry type of grenadine. Interesting.
Yeah. I can imagine that. I just don't know how that would taste or if it would taste good.
Huh. Interesting. Oysters to me, they don't. I feel like they don't have as much flavor as I would expect.
They can feel like you're just like slurping down a big wad of snot.
Yeah.
And it's like a horrible feeling. And they can sort of taste like it too. Not that I'm slurping down wads
I
of
didn't think
snot.
they tasted bad, but they didn't taste good enough for the trouble. Is kind of where I'm at. I'm like, okay.
Like I'm not sure if there's like a thing you like maybe dip them in like butter or something. Like first of
Yeah, a
all,
lot of people will do like Tabasco, cocktail sauce, and yeah, I like oysters when you add all that stuff to them. But then I really am only kind of tasting that stuff at that point.
Yeah,
it's just
like
me.
how
People love them, so.
There's also it's like having all that stuff with the oyster. It's like having a good steak, but like having a bunch of steak sauce on it. It's like at some point you're just tasting more of the steak sauce than you are tasting the steak, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. But yeah, so oysters, I'm kind of indifferent on them. I've had them before a number of times, and like I said, I like them if they're like baked.
Yeah, me too. And like I like to like a lot of foods. If you give me the chance, I'll try any food like once at least. So
Right. I think that's a good way to be.
love food.
Yes, you do. I can confirm.
Love.
I've been around you when there's food nearby, and you eat it.
Have quite the appetite sometimes.
It's admirable. Admirable.
Especially
It's
on
impressive.
vacation. Like, I get like a vacation mode stomach, which is weird. Like if I'm on vacation, like my appetite will be like 8 times higher.
Yeah, I think that's fairly normal. But you go to town.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. I mean, that's my favorite thing. Like I think to do when I'm on vacation is just eat a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's like like half of like the fun of going to a new place is trying out the different restaurants because it's just like, ooh, I get a like fun experience trying out the local cuisine.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like my favorite part of travel is trying out the food. Also, whenever I play video games and like they make eating food, like they have like rendered food and things like that, always makes me. I'm fucking hungry now. We're talking about food. I am starving right now.
What are you gonna eat after the show's over?
I don't know. I can't like really make a meal while the parents are asleep downstairs.
Yeah, be extra sneaky. Although everything's extra loud when parents are trying to
Yeah.
sleep. You're gonna drop
It's
something
like
on the
that.
ground, like a bowl or a cup, and it's gonna be like wop 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 wop, where it goes in a circle for like way too long, and then
Freaking SpongeBob episode is so accurate.
yeah, you're gonna open a fridge and like the entire like shelf's gonna fall off and just like crash on the floor, and then like when the microwave goes off.
Like, have you ever like tried to pull the microwave open like before it goes off, and it still like does beeps, like it's still like beep 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 beep, and it's just like stop it, like you don't need to beep anymore. I'm right in front of you.
I got it.
It's fine. I'm okay. I got it. So I might try and heat something up in the microwave, but it might be risky. I might try cooking something like some eggs or something like that on the oven.
There you
Or
go.
on the stovetop. You know? I don't know.
Speaking of this oyster shot she mentioned, did you know grenadine is pomegranate flavor?
Really?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't know that because it's used like when I think if somebody orders like a cherry coke at a restaurant that doesn't have cherry coke, they put grenadine in a coke,
Yeah.
and it's not cherry, it's pomegranate.
Well, I love pomegranates.
Well, there you go. You're in luck then, because that's what it
My
is.
goodness.
So you kind of did what I was planning on doing. So now I'm trying to figure out a way to make this different.
Oh wait, like legitimately, you were doing the same thing I'm doing.
I was gonna make him sexy, and then I saw you beat me. You were doing it first, so obviously I'm copying you at that point, I guess. But so then I tried to mix it up to like weird, but just having a body on thing is, I guess, what we're doing. What's new? Copy each other forever.
We have the same ideas. That's why we've done projects with each other.
Yeah, like that time that we had an idea to do a Twitch show.
Yeah, and we did it. And then it was terrible, and we canceled it.
What?
I kid. Today I learned, and I'm a bartender-ish. Not a bartender, I suck. Says Z-Newts. So that was like a whole journey of their identity as a bartender.
Yeah, pomegranate, there you go. Tell your friends. Or don't. What do I care? It's one of those facts that no one asked for, and you just...
Hey, I love knowing that, though. I love knowing things. Van Fleb says, I find that strange. Do they heavily sugar it? Pomegranate is bitter?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's like artificial pomegranate. And also, let me look that up to make sure I'm not just lying to our millions of viewers right now.
It's like how when you get, like, Runt's candy flavor, like, that shit doesn't taste like the freaking...
Yeah, it's like cherry flavor, like artificial is not... It's made from pomegranate juice, apparently, and yeah, it's grenadine is a sweet tart syrup used in cocktails. It's made out of pomegranate juice. So there you go.
Yep. If it's made from the fruit, it's probably that fruit flavored. Do you think there's any drinks where like they make it from like strawberries, but it's supposed to taste like I don't know, fucking oranges or something like that? Like, do they do that? I guess
isn't beaver butt vanilla?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
So let me look this up too. Vanilla extract, not anymore, but it used to be. Let me look this up so I can say.
God. Getting ahead of just imagining.
So I believe back in the day, and obviously they do it different ways now, but vanilla extract used to be made from the glands on a beaver butt. Because apparently their butts taste like vanilla. And you'd know this if you were out
licking like eating out beavers' assholes.
Like, yeah.
Hey, beavers.
Don't you check out all the woodland creatures? Just to kind of, don't you want to know?
Today in facts I wish I never learned.
That's right.
Beaver butts. Wow. God.
So that's a fun one.
Yeah. Good.
You're learning all sorts of things today.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm good on learning.
So if you ask for a cherry Coke, it's actually pomegranate. And if you ask for a vanilla cherry Coke, I'm sorry to break it to you, it's beaver ass.
Oh my god. But we're done with that now. That's not what we make vanilla anymore, right? Like we're done with that.
Right.
Like I've never actually eaten beaver ass.
I would bet that you have not. Yeah.
Thank God. Oh my God. I would be. Could you imagine if you're like let's just imagine.
I think that's the plot to Soylent Green. Like.
Yeah. Just imagine that like this is like Cowboy Days and they're making vanilla extract out of a beaver's asshole.
Yeah.
And you're like a cowboy, and you're just like sipping like, oh, this vanilla tastes delicious. And then the bartender's like, "Aye, lad, it's not. I don't know why I made him Irish just now. He'd probably be like, oh, well, I tell you what, it's a vanilla extract actually. I made it fresh myself." And you're just like, wow, that's crazy. How did you make this? Like you have vanilla growing in the backyard and you extracted it? Ah, nope. Beaver's asshole. And then you just like shoot him dead because you're a cowboy. And then that's probably how the OK Corral happened, was because someone fed somebody a beaver's asshole in a glass. And
I would bet that you are correct.
What a fucking nightmare of an ingredient. Just like, okay, someone had to eventually like pioneer the technique that you got that beaver's asshole from.
Yeah.
I have a headache thinking about this now.
There had to be the person who figured out how to make it in any other way had to be somebody who just really loved vanilla but couldn't sleep at night with the fact that they were constantly consuming beaver butt.
I have to agree.
And they're like, I gotta find. There's gotta be a better way.
Good lord. Hey, also, I mean, so I have to say this is kind of going along the same lines. Did you know that pumpkin spice, they actually jerk off a tiger to get that?
Wow. That must be why it only comes out around this time of year. You know, it's a
Yeah,
dangerous
because it
ingredient.
you gotta jay off a lot of tigers to get that pumpkin spice. Takes about a full year to satisfy white girls.
And funny enough, pumpkin spice isn't really even that much pumpkin flavor. It's mostly like nutmeg and shit.
Yeah. So
'Cause
thankfully, it's not as many tigers that they just jay off like every tiger that's alive.
Are the tigers like? Are they okay with this? Is this like a mutual?
Oh my
thing?
god, they love it. Are you kidding me?
Well, it's good. I'm glad it's consensual. Xenu says, hydrate. Cheers.
All right. Here's this cup actually has water in it this time.
That's great. That's great. I was gonna ask. Xenu
Last couple episodes I
says,
faked it.
Xenu says, these snail drawings are amazing.
I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you. Van Pleb says, we're not easy to satisfy. I think talking about women wanting their pumpkin spice.
Oh, I thought she was saying she was a tiger.
I don't know if tigers are easy to satisfy or not. I've never tried.
Probably not. You know, if they were, there would probably be more of them. Yeah.
You know,
Wow. Things I've learned today.
learned a lot.
That's that's what I hope we get to do every episode of this show is learn a little, live a little, love a little.
Laugh
It's like
a lot.
our motto, or laugh a little. Just you gotta live, laugh, and you gotta love.
You gotta.
You gotta. Who's gotta? You gotta. What an episode. Do you have anyone you want to plug, Brandon?
Oh yeah, we got 5 minutes, don't we? I'm gonna color the snail before we're done here.
I'm gonna color it too. Yeah, I'm gonna color this whole picture, but I just
So we
felt
got
like
a minute here. Things to plug. No, I don't really have anything. Let's see. I have a show on Mondays that it's great. We learn things together. We draw things together. It's called DrawBomb.
oh, hey, I heard it. I heard that's a great show.
There are some scheduling things, and if you like, it's on right now, so you're gonna have to decide what you want to watch. But yeah, I think you should check it out. You should definitely subscribe to it if you haven't. If you haven't, I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're missing out on some quality entertainment.
Tell your friends. Word of mouth is also the only way we have money paid into advertising right now. Or freaking join the Discord.
Yeah, definitely do that. How about you? Anything to plug?
Still not yet. I have a couple of projects that are in the works, but I don't feel comfortable talking about them yet
Yeah, that's
until
fine.
I have something more I can show for it. Otherwise, I feel like, what's the point if you can't see it? So we're still working on that.
Touch it. Is it even real?
It's not it's like music, man. Like music's a lie because you can't touch it, and it's all just a collective hallucination.
Wow. That's deep, bro.
Thanks. Shit, I'm fucking up. I'm trying to do these crossed arms, and I've actually done crossed arms enough times in my life where I feel like I can pull it off. But
I think
I'm
you almost
fucking
got it. It looks like it's just about there.
Gotta do some crisscross applesauce and. There we go.
Let's see. In the chat, I want to thank everybody for showing up this episode. We're still gonna finish these drawings up, but
Yeah, we got time.
we got.
I sort of jumped ahead in this, but I also felt like a good segue coming up. So
For sure, for sure. Nothing's cemented yet, but we're thinking. I'm brainstorming ways that we can do some more streaming than just Mondays. It might not be scheduled stuff. It might be. I'm not sure, but keep an eye out for that. Yeah, maybe. And then also, I've been having a lot of like projects on the side that I could work on the show potentially. Like just probably wouldn't have Ian's great company all the time, but you'd see me and I'd be sitting there in the dark silently drawing stuff, and if that's not entertainment, what is?
Right? I stream on occasion. It's very sporadic right now. I used to be doing something more on the regular, but I just don't get up. I like stay up way too late, and I don't get up in the
Yeah,
morning.
I'll probably do it at night, honestly, just to make it
Dang.
something I can do consistently. But
Also,
yeah, I'll probably do it on this channel.
A lot of people are at work at the times I normally stream, so it's hard. But
Right.
and, like, some people have the ability to watch my stream while they work. A lot of people can't, and they get busy. So I feel like late night streams are more the way to go. But also, I do a lot of my social time with people. It's hard to schedule around so many things. So it's tough. But you know.
Leviathan Den says I should plug my Etsy. Yeah, check it out if you like little like kind of. We're working on some stuff for Christmas and some other different things. But right now we have a lot of like stickers and cards and magnets and prints.
You have prints?
Yeah,
Love his
the art formerly known as prints.
Now they're called screen grant. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But check that stuff out. You can buy it. I'll mail it to you. You know, I'll do it. Go ahead and do it.
He's very responsive. I can say for a fact that I heard the one time somebody's mail, they were having issues with the mail. Brandon got right on that and fixing the situation.
I found the mailman who was responsible, and I kicked his ass. And
it was worrying. I had to drive that mailman to the hospital. I held his hand the whole way. He was really scared. He had a concussion. He peed his pants. He was kind of.
But everything since has gotten where it's going on time. You know.
He's ever since then he's had to go through some rehab just to like learn how to walk again and learn how to do math. And
Look,
stuff.
they don't all want to know how the sausage is made. They want to buy some cool products. Check it out. The Paper Bag Creative Co. is the name of the thing. You can find it on. You can find it on Etsy. Check it out. Leviathan Devin says, "I'll buy it if it comes with an autograph." For sure. Yeah. I actually do put like a thank you card that I sign and everything, and then also if you get the prints, they're all signed and numbered. They're like limited collections. So
I really gave the guy he beat up a thank you card.
No, he hasn't bought anything from me, so
No,
I'm just gonna give those out to everyone.
The hospitals haven't deemed him like of sound mind enough yet again to have a credit card, so he can't really make his own purchases.
Look, you know, he's got to be responsible for his own
He's in a
mistakes.
coma for like about half a year, so that's what really.
He looks like he's awake now, and he looks like he's gotten a lot of sleep. He looks well rested, and I think that's
true.
You gotta look at the silver
he's
lines.
just watching his favorite channels again. He usually has to watch them about 3 times, like each show about 3 times for it to really stick. Doctor says that'll improve with time too, as his brain's repairs from the cell death because of the blunt force trauma from Brandon's beating. Anyways,
But,
go visit Paperbag on Etsy.
Yeah, check it out. Check it out. Yeah, we're gonna be doing some stuff for. I know it's kind of early, but some of the stuff takes a while to make, so we're gonna get working on some Christmas stuff, ornaments and such. We did those last year, and that went pretty well, so we're gonna kind of expand that. And then also, I don't know, maybe we'll come up with something for like spooky season. That'd be fun.
Ooh, the spooky season.
Oh, I love the spooky season.
I love the scary season, the season of thrills and chills.
But yeah, maybe we'll me and Ian will talk, and maybe we'll come up with some kind of thing like
Or we
Dr.
beat up
Soundchecks.
Mailman?
Well, yeah, naturally, but besides that, Dr. Soundcheck sounded excited about the possibility of us maybe like doing a movie of the week that you don't have to watch, but our viewers could watch, and then we'll talk about it a little bit the next week. 'Cause we're always down to talk about movies and draw something related to it. Maybe Halloween themed ones or something.
Do
It'd be
some
fun.
watch parties of scary movies.
Yeah, that's something we could definitely do
Movie
on air. Well, yeah, but only if stuff doesn't show up on time. I don't just beat them up for fun.
No, of course not.
Anymore.
It's just, or like, if yeah, anymore. You stopped that a long time ago, and I'm very
Right.
happy for you for
A
it.
dark time in my life.
A lot of mailmen died, didn't make it.
You see, a mailman killed my father, and I hold them all accountable now.
Yeah. But now you do it like if they like, if you get a note on your door that says they tried to deliver, but you were home the whole time, like just waiting outside that door, and you definitely
Ooh.
didn't hear them knock.
Ooh, if you're looking for a good reason to attack a mailman, that
So, it's frustrating how often that happens, isn't it?
it's like, do they like tiptoe up to your door to pull that off?
Yeah, like I have seriously like been like, I need this item today. I need it. I can't miss it. I'm gonna wait by the door, play on my phone for the whole all morning, and then I just hear like the sound of like a smack on my door. Nothing else. So then I go and look, and I open the door and check the note as the car is driving away, and I'm just like, you fuck.
They're quick.
I cannot believe. Yeah, they really don't want to like. I don't know. Like, just wait 2 seconds while I come to get my package. Like, I will be there. I promise. I won't hold you up.
Maybe it's like a disgruntled employee that's just like,
My assumption. You don't do that if you want people to like. If you want to do your job well. I mean, that's for sure.
Well,
I like
got
your
double.
purple.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I gotta make them a little slimier while you're finishing up yours.
How do you like my slug?
He's
looking
upset.
Jealous.
That's good. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
He's been slighted by God, and now he has to suffer the elements.
All on his lonesome.
Now I don't know if they're lonesome. I mean, like I said, we have lots of slugs on the property, and they travel in numbers. It's gross.
Maybe they reproduce asexually. I don't know anything about.
It sounds
You
like
know
something
anything
they
about
do.
slugs?
I don't, but I think worms do, and they seem worm-like.
Yeah. They're very worm-like. I just couldn't see one. Like the mental image in my head of like a slug banging another slug is. I don't no thank you.
You got to pay the big bucks to see that.
Yeah, you gotta go to the dark web to get those sorts of videos.
Snail porn.
Man, let me tell you, there's some dark shit right there. We should watch those unfriended movies for our bad movie nights sometime.
Unfriended movies. What are those?
Those are
Remind me.
like the ones where it's like people are having a Skype call and then like the haunted user, like who they.
Oh yeah. I was looking for a horror movie today and I passed by it. I know what you're talking about now.
And then the second one is basically this like not the same because like the first one is like supernatural, and then the second one is like they stumble on like a weird shady website on the dark web, and then they start getting invaded by like hackers or like anonymous or whoever.
Yeah. Well,
And
gosh, that's all our greatest fears.
I know, right?
Such a. I don't know. I guess I could see that being a problem. But I always see the whole thing like the hacker that's like, got your webcam, now I'll blackmail you, and I'd be like, I guess send it. I'll have a difficult conversation with my family, but whatever. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not gonna like go rob this bank like you're asking or whatever they're like you have
Right.
to do. Yeah, I guess
it was
I'll
that
be
Black
nice
Mirror
secret.
episode, but that one ended up being a twist.
Beast. I actually haven't watched all of Black Mirror. Like, I have a bunch of episodes from before it became like a hit on Netflix and things like that I haven't watched.
Yeah.
That I gave out to like some friends. But I've seen like a couple episodes. Like, I definitely saw the one where like it's the British Prime Minister and he's got to like.
Yeah, that one's a weird one.
That was a weird way to start your show.
Right. They went all in. There's a lot of episodes that are really, really great. There's also ones that are definite misses. So.
We talked Bandersnatch, right?
Yeah. That one was not my favorite. I thought it was a cool mechanic, kind of a cool like experiment, but as like an actual piece of entertainment. Yeah.
I actually do remember talking Bandersnatch for like.
Yeah, we talked about it a couple episodes ago, I think, actually.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's rehash the whole conversation. Let's just have it all over again. Let's just retread old ground.
I thought it was a cool way to do it, but
Yeah.
not the best. But yeah, Black Mirror has some really pretty fun, cool episodes. I recommend watching. I mean, even if you don't want to dig through the whole thing, which I think is fun to do. Okay, well then go ahead.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you could probably look up like a highlights list if you want to skip the ones that aren't as good, but they're all worth watching, kind of, mostly. There's only a few that are like totally just terrible.
Have you watched the newest season of You versus Wild, where it's the man versus wild, but it's choose your
No,
own adventure? 'Cause
I think I turned off the original one in the middle of it because it was
they've
so
done
like
a second season.
I didn't know it was a whole show. I just saw like an episode.
The thing is, it's like 5, maybe 6 episodes, I want to say. But like, apparently they did a season 2 of it, and I kind of want to see it just to see what's happened since.
There's some real dumb. We were watching it once, I think, and there was like a part where he's like, "Oh no, everyone, look up ahead! There's a bunch of alligators!" And then like
Well, he's
they were
not
like,
British. He doesn't have an accent, I don't think, does he?
"Is this
Does he have an
Bear
American
Grylls?
accent?
Bear Grylls? Is that what
remember.
we're talking about?"
I think so. Yeah, I think he's.
Oi, mate, I'm gonna eat a couple of bloody grubs off the ground, mate. That's what he says. And then, anyways, he's like, there's a bunch of alligators up ahead. See, it's not as fun doing it this way. And then they're like very clearly like fake alligators. They were like photoshopped.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And he's like, which way should I go? And then like you vote for him to obviously go through the gators, because
Yeah, we tried to kill
why
him.
would you be like, no, go the safe way? And then
Tried to kill him.
it's fake. I don't know.
Oh no, it is. Well, here's the thing. Of course,
for children?
fake. Like, he can't. Well, no, he can't do like a choose your own adventure like in the wild.
I thought
thing.
he actually was waiting for me to respond with my remote. I thought he was.
Yeah, I thought
he was hitting.
I thought he actually had to deliver medicine to a village, which is the crux of the entire Man versus Wild thing. Is in
All right.
like, we gotta get this medicine to this village. But
Fine.
of course it's fake.
Fine. You're right. You're right. It's just like get some real gators in there.
He does fight a gator, but it's not necessarily a.
They're like
real...
boxing.
Yeah.
The gators punching. They have small arms. So. All right. Are you done with your snails and slugs?
I am all finished.
All right. I'm gonna save these things, and then we'll skedaddle on out of here. Once again, want to thank everybody for watching. Got Leviathan Den, Z-Newts, Vamplab. We got who else? Extra Attack RPG, Dr. Soundcheck. I think that's everybody.
That was about it. Yeah, I would say.
If I missed anybody, thank you as well. We appreciate it. Let's check if there's anybody to raid. I know we only have 5 people.
Boy.
No, you stink. Man.
No, you stink.
Hey, you. Let's see what we got.
Yonan Vasquez is doing art.
Yeah, we can do that.
See what they're streaming. Just to make sure they're not drawing anything lewd and crude like a buff slug and a speedo. Yeah, we can go.
Alright, let's go ahead and do that. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. We'll see you. Actually, no. Next week we will not. We will not be here because my mom's coming into town. So send your hate mail to my mom. It's her fault.
What's her address again? It's 457 Super Real Address Avenue.
Okay, yeah, good. You still remember it. Great. I always refer to you whenever I need to send my mom a letter. I have to message Ian and be like, "What's her address again?"
Got you covered.
Yeah. So we won't be here next week, but maybe before then, we might do some watch-alongs or something. We're gonna start maybe sometimes streaming some movies or shows while we work on stuff, or just while we're hanging out.
Yeah.
Rude. And then I'm gonna start maybe drawing at night sometimes on here. So if you want to watch that, there's the thing. But all right, I will go ahead and send everyone away.
All right, guys, get going, get lost.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in a couple weeks or sooner,
future.
hopefully. Yeah.
Woo. Oh, do we do the closing?
Oh
theme
God,
song
I
yet?
forgot. It's going right now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Oh, and we're over